Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, great big hello to you. My name's Jean-Paul, this is The Seated Gun. If you are new to the channel, guys, as I've said, great big hello and welcome. Please do make sure you like, comment and subscribe by clicking on the link below. We'd love to hear all your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are as well. Don't forget, also look at us on our Instagram pages where we post loads of pictures about the shooting industry, what's going on, what we're doing and when we're doing it. We'd love you to follow us. So guys, what we've got for you today is the tank of the gun world, Beretta's 692 model. Now, for a lot of you that will obviously follow the gun world and what's coming out when it's coming out, the 692 has been out for a little while now and has actually been further improved by the 694, which we will be reviewing in a couple of weeks' time. But following lots of comments and lots of questions on both our YouTube channel and our website, we had a lot of people asking us what's going to be a great gun to start shooting clays with, what's going to be a great gun that's going to last me for many years, I'm not going to have to worry about how many rounds I'm putting through it and so forth. And this is why we thought we got to bring you something on this, which is Beretta's 692 Sporting. Hand on heart, I love this gun and I love Beretta as much as I do Browning, but this will just last you longer than you will last it.
1088, it's a goddamn tank.
So definitely a gun to consider. Let's take a good close look at what we're looking at. So we'll start at the back like we normally do, guys. Gun is empty. This gun is made for those days when you are out on the clay grounds, you're doing a lot of trap, you're doing a lot of skeet, a lot of sporting, long matches. And the idea behind this gun, and as we go through you'll understand why, the idea is that this gun should ultimately make all those long matches a lot more comfortable for you with all the adaptions and all of the things that Beretta have built into this gun. So as I said, let's start at the back. We've got the recoil pad, pretty much self-explanatory. The woods, I have to say, on this particular gun is actually quite a nice patterned and a nice patina as well, so it looks really quite nice. 14 3/4 inch stock, non-adjustable comb. So you will notice on when we looked at the Browning XS Pro adjustable, which if you haven't seen that video, click somewhere up there now and you'll be able to look at that video. That is a fully adjustable gun. What Beretta have done with this is they've made the 692 sort of fit into the middle gap of their sporting competition range. So at the bottom of that, you've got your 686 and at the top of it, you've got your DT11. And bang smack in the middle is your 692. And like I've said, the 694, which we'll be looking at in the next couple of weeks. So the idea of this gun is, like I've said, it's here and it's been built so that you literally can put as many rounds through it as you want and you just keep going and going and going. It's a bit like a Duracell bunny, never stops, just keeps putting those rounds through it. That's the whole point of the gun. So it's really well built and especially made for shooting a lot of clays. So 14 3/4 inch stock, like I've said. Moving up and onto the pistol grip, pretty much standard laser checkering. The pistol grip itself doesn't have a lot of palm swell. So although it's actually quite good and I've got quite big hands, this gun actually would fit someone with quite small hands as well, and I think they'd be quite comfortable with it. As I said, not a negative because it actually fits my palm really quite well, but I think it would just be quite nice, especially with Beretta, as you can probably see. It does have quite a thin stock top. So it'd be nice if that was just a little bit wider, in my opinion, and personally for me, just so I've got a little bit more of a palm swell on it, but it certainly wouldn't put me off. Moving up and onto the top, obviously we've got the top lever, which again, something very different. this is actually finished and cased in a little bit of rubber, which I have to say, looking at it, I would have thought that would have worn away quite quickly. But in actual fact, this is actually a used gun, a couple of years old, and this is as good as it is new. And I have to say, to open it, it's actually a really, really nice, strong and secure sort of touchy feel, I think is the right terminology. So really quite like that, bit different. Moving up and onto the actual block itself. Very, very simplistic, very basic. Model, brand, yeah, no engraving, just something very simple. However, and this is something that I really, really do like, Beretta have really enhanced the cheek on the side of the monoblock, which is really, really quite nice. So it just gives it just something a bit more wow to it, a bit more sort of meat on the bone. And from what I'm actually led to believe, you can actually change those. So, you know, over time, I suppose if you wanted to, you could change these. And that then leads me on to a few of the other bits with this gun that are very different to others. So two things with this gun. There are certain bits that are adjustable. So of course you've got your adjustable trigger, which is actually quite nice. However, you've also got an adjustable ejection extraction unit on it. So, and I'm not quite sure why you'd want to, but you can actually turn off, in a way, the ejection system. So in actual fact, it doesn't eject your cartridges anymore. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that, but you can do that. There's two little screws just on the inside, and you literally just turn those around and it just cuts your ejection off. So Beretta obviously have a reason for doing that, and there's obviously been a call for it at some point. Personally, for me, I'm not quite sure why you would not want to have your cartridges ejected, but again, it's a horse for a course. The other thing that is very, very good with this is this actually has a double block system on it. So when you actually close the gun up and it's on its hinge pin, it actually hinges, rather than just having one cutaway, it's got a double cutaway that actually locks onto the barrel block. So from a point of that durability and the stability, it just makes it even more bulletproof, I suppose is the right term. So, you know, as we go up, very plain, very much a very simplistic gun, which is what I like really. Sort of like a satin finished trigger guard. Moving up onto the block, you've got the model and the brand logo. Again, onto the forend, it's a beaver tail forend. Nice bit of checkering on there. And again, as a comparison, this is laser checkered, not hand finished, but just the touch of this against, for example, our last review where we reviewed the SL, the laminate browning, the touch to it, completely different. Again, if you haven't seen the review on the SL laminate browning and you wanted to consider that, then again, have a quick look somewhere up there about now, and there will be a link there so you can click on that and have a good look at that as well. Up onto the barrels, so it's a tapered sporting rib, front to rear. We have just one single end bead. There's no center bead on this at all. And this has actually got Beretta's Optima bore barrels. Now, the idea behind the Optima bore barrel is that ultimately it's to help accuracy, consistency of shot, and also to help reduce that recoil element through the gun and to the back. Also, it's there to help a little bit of muzzle rise as well. So, you know, Beretta have put a lot of thought into this gun, and a lot of thought has gone into the fact of what it's going to be used for, how often it's going to be used, and the volume that it's going to be used. So there's a lot of things on this gun which, if you are a big clay shooter, I have to be honest to you, this is going to be a really, really good gun to look at if you're looking at changing your gun. Now, we've previously looked at Browning 725, 525, and obviously now looking at direct clay guns, so the 692 and the 694 in a couple of weeks' time. Certainly those four guns, and certainly if you want something to compare with a 725, then this 692 is most definitely something to look at. Weight-wise, about £8. So not massively different, but again, it's just subject to really your considerations. As always, this is fitted with the external multi-chokes, again Optima. Quite nice actually, because what Beretta have actually done is they've actually colour coded their chokes for this gun. So you've got different colours depending on what restriction you want from the choke. The gun itself, I have to say, is, and although this is a used one, it's still very stiff, so it is like a new gun. The gun itself is very, very nice. It's nice to hold, it's nice to handle, it doesn't feel heavy. Balance-wise, I think we're probably right on the pin on it, which we are, maybe a little bit just forwards. Yeah, so, you know, balance-wise, it's a really well-balanced gun. Of course, you can adjust some of the weight with some stock weights if you should you wish. But overall, it comes up really nice. It fits into the shoulder well. It's comfortable. It swings well. Yeah, I think you'd be very, very silly not to consider this if you were looking for a new clay gun. I say clay gun because it's predominantly made for the clay market, but you know, it's going to shoot a pheasant, it's going to shoot a partridge just as well as any other gun. Yeah, I think it's a really, really good gun, and to be fair, I can't fault it. You know, there's a lot of things on guns these days that you either like or you don't like, but overall, nothing I don't like on this. I think in true Simon Cowell's words, I don't like it, I love it.
I wasn't expecting that.
This is a used gun, so, you know, again, price-wise, this is currently available through Northampton Gun. If you'd like to talk to Ashley down there, great team of guys down there, plenty of gun selection, plenty of other products as well for all shooting enthusiasts. This is priced at £1,895 as a used gun, and honestly, I think it's worth every single penny. Price new, they are circa about £3,000. Would I buy a new one if I could have a used one that's as good as this? No, I probably wouldn't. And I think as a second gun, third gun, fourth gun, or to add to the collection, I think you've got to have one. I just love it. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant gun. And I think if you just want to sit on that playground all day long and smash clays, this is going to be the gun for you. Consider it. Well worth a consideration. Hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Please let us know in your comments and your feedback, and we look forward to seeing you when we review the Big Brother, the 694, in the next couple of weeks. All the best and stay safe. As always, great big thank you to Ashley and the team at Northampton Gun for lending us not just this gun, but the other guns that we review on a regular basis. If you want to check them out at cadmansporting.com. They have got a full selection of guns, full selection of clothing, and pretty much everything that any shooter is going to require.